Hey everyone, ready to dive into a whole bunch of your questions on supplements? We've got stacks of research here on how they can impact workouts and even your everyday health. Looks like you're all trying to figure out this whole world of maximizing performance in the gym and just feeling good in general. So we're going to break it all down from your typical protein shakes to some pretty wild stuff. Did anyone else see deer antler velvet in here?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see what catches people's attention. That drive for that extra edge in the gym or just in life, it's everywhere.
For sure.
Yeah.
And those supplement companies, they know how to market, right?
Mhm.
But we're not falling for the hype this time. We're going straight to the science. Speaking of science, I got to admit, the research on antioxidants really surprised me. I always thought, more antioxidants equals fewer free radicals from exercise, less damage, better recovery, right? Like load up on that vitamin C and E, knock those free radicals out.
Yeah, that's a pretty common misconception. It's true that exercise does create more free radicals and antioxidants can neutralize them, but just taking huge amounts of supplements, probably not the best plan.
Wait, really? I thought more was always better when it came to antioxidants.
Turns out our bodies are a little more complicated than that. Think of it this way. Those free radicals, they're like messengers, right? They tell your body, hey, we need to adapt, we need to get stronger. They actually trigger things like mitochondrial biogenesis. Basically, your cells start building more little energy factories to handle the exercise.
So if you just gulp down tons of antioxidants, it's like you're silencing those messages.
Exactly. There was one study that showed when athletes took huge doses of vitamin C and E, it actually stopped those positive training adaptations from happening. Like your body's trying to level up, get stronger, and the supplements are saying, nope, we're good here.
Whoa, okay, that's a game changer. So are you saying ditch my morning OJ?
No, no, not at all. For most people, a good diet, plenty of fruits and veggies, that should be enough antioxidants. It's about finding that balance, not going overboard.
Okay, food first. Got to remember that. Makes sense. So we've busted some antioxidant myths. That's good to know. But what about the supplements that promise to, like, directly boost your performance? The ones that say they'll make you faster, stronger, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do any of those actually work?
There are a few that have pretty solid evidence behind them. Creatine, for example. That one's got a good track record, especially for things like sprinting or weightlifting.
Oh, so like instant super strength from a powder. Sign me up.
Haha. Well, not quite instant superhuman strength, but it does help your body's main energy system for those short bursts of power. You know how your muscles use ATP for energy?
Right, yeah.
Creatine helps your body make more of that ATP so you can squeeze out those extra reps in the gym or maybe shave some seconds off that sprint time.
Interesting. So it's like an energy boost for your muscles, but specifically for those short, intense efforts. What other supplements get the thumbs up from scientists?
Well, here's one we all know. Caffeine wakes you up in the morning, but it can also help with endurance, strength, even power output if you use it strategically.
Strategically. So there's more to it than just downing a pre-workout coffee.
Exactly. The research shows the best dose for performance is somewhere between 2 to 6 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you're getting the benefits without feeling jittery or dealing with any downsides.
So timing and dosage are key when it comes to caffeine. Got
Okay.
it. What else is on the science-backed list of performance enhancers?
This one might surprise you. Nitrate?
Nitrate, like what we're trying to avoid in our drinking water.
Well, sort of. It's naturally found in beetroot juice.
Beetroot juice. That's the performance enhancer. You
Right?
serious?
I know, right? Not your typical sports drink. But research is showing that nitrate can actually improve your endurance. It's all about those mitochondria again, those cellular powerhouses.
They're really earning their keep this episode.
They really are. Basically, nitrate helps them use oxygen more efficiently, like upgrading your body's engine for better fuel economy.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all this stuff we eat is tied to how we perform. So cool. Any other supplements on your list that could help with those athletic goals?
One more I wanted to mention, beta-alanine. It's thought to help delay that burning sensation you get when you're pushing really hard by buffering the lactic acid buildup in your muscles. Kind of like extending the time before you hit that wall of fatigue.
So it's like hitting the snooze button on that burning feeling, letting you go harder for longer. Where do I sign up?
Hey, well, it's not quite that simple. I did mention the research on it is kind of a mixed bag, right?
Right.
Some studies show some really great results, others not so much. It might depend on the person, maybe even the specific type of workout they're doing. More research is definitely needed before we can say for sure how effective it is.
Makes sense. Got to keep testing. It does seem like everyone reacts to supplements a bit differently. Right.
Oh, absolutely. What works wonders for one person might do nothing for someone else. That's why it's all about finding what works best for you, for your body, and your goals.
And I'll listen to your body. Now, we've been talking a lot about athletic performance, all about getting that edge in the gym. But what about just using supplements for general health? Feeling good overall. Are there any all-stars on our list, things that benefit athletes and us regular folks?
That's a great question. Yeah, a lot of the focus in the supplement world is on athletic performance, pushing limits, all that. But there are definitely some nutrients that are important for everyone, whether you're hitting the gym every day or just trying to stay healthy.
Okay, so which supplements should be on everyone's radar then?
Well, we already talked about protein, right? How it's important for building and repairing muscle.
Right.
That's not just for athletes. Protein is essential for everyone. It's like the building block for, well, pretty much everything in your body.
It really is, yeah.
Tissues, enzymes, hormones, immune system, even your hair and nails protein is key for all of that.
Okay, so it's not about getting ripped. It's about feeling good from the inside out. How much protein should we aim for each day then?
The general recommendation for adults is about zero point 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. But of course, there are always factors that can change that, like your age, how active you are, your overall health, things like that.
So someone who's working out a lot or trying to build more muscle would probably need more, right?
Exactly. That's why it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian, someone who can help you figure out how much protein is right for you.
Makes sense. What other supplements have shown benefits for general health?
Iron is a big one, especially for women and people who are very active. It's crucial for carrying oxygen throughout the body. Even if you're just a little bit deficient, it can really wipe you out, make you feel tired, short of breath, just blah.
Oh, tell me about it. I've
Oh.
definitely been there.
Huh.
That iron deficiency fatigue is no joke.
Yeah, it's really common and it can have a huge impact on your energy and how you feel overall. If you're feeling constantly drained, it's worth getting your iron levels checked just in case.
Good advice. So we've talked about the potential benefits of some supplements, but it's only fair to talk about the risks too, right? We've got to make informed choices.
100%. Even supplements that seem totally harmless can have downsides, especially if you're taking way too much or not following the directions.
So moderation is key.
Mhm.
Are there any other red flags we should look out for?
It's important to think about how supplements might interact with any medications you're taking. Always, always talk to your doctor or pharmacist before you start a new supplement, just to be safe.
That's a good point. I think we often think of supplements differently than medications, but they can definitely interact.
Exactly. And here's the other thing. Just because something is natural doesn't automatically mean it's safe. There are plenty of plants out there with compounds that can actually be harmful in high doses, or if you mix them with certain meds.
It's like Mother Nature can pack a punch sometimes.
She can. So yeah, it's a good reminder that we need to treat supplements with the same caution we would any other health product.
Be respectful, do your research. Speaking of research, let's talk about the supplement industry as a whole for a sec. It can feel like a bit of a Wild West out there.
You're not wrong. There's not a ton of regulation, so that means there's room for some shady stuff to happen.
Yeah, and it happens more than you think. Some of those examples in the research were kind of scary banned ingredients, dangerous stuff, even things like anabolic steroids disguised as natural products.
Oh, yeah, that's a real problem, and it just highlights how important it is to be a smart consumer.
So how do we do that? How do we become, like, supplement detectives and not get fooled by all the tricks?
Third-party testing is huge. Look for certifications from organizations you trust, like Informed Sport. They do really rigorous testing, making sure there aren't any banned substances in there. That's especially crucial for athletes, because if they get caught with something prohibited, the consequences can be really serious.
Right, especially at the professional level. That's their career on the line. But even for us regular folks, that third-party testing just gives you peace of mind, right?
Exactly. It just adds a level of accountability that's often missing in this industry.
So, third-party testing is a big one. What else should we keep in mind when we're browsing those supplement aisles?
Don't buy into the hype. Those flashy marketing claims, promises of quick fixes. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And be wary of supplements that use those proprietary blends where they don't tell you exactly how much of each ingredient is in there.
You mean those ones with the secret recipes?
Exactly. Well, all the secrecy, right. That lack of transparency can be a red flag.
Right. Like, show me the goods. I want to know exactly what I'm putting in my body. Seriously. It's like, what are you hiding? If it's good for me, show me why.
Right. Transparency is key. You have the right to know exactly what you're putting into your body.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, learned a ton about supplements. Seems like there's a lot of potential benefits, but also some things to watch out for. So what's the final verdict? Are supplements good or bad?
It's not that simple. It's not about saying they're all good or all bad. It's more about realizing that supplements are tools. And like any tool, you can use them the right way or you can use them the wrong way.
So it's about having the right tools for the job and knowing how to use them properly.
Exactly. Supplements can definitely be a valuable part of a healthy lifestyle, but they shouldn't be the foundation.
Right. It's like trying to build a house on a foundation of protein shakes and vitamin pills. Not going to end well.
Exactly. Focus on building that strong foundation first, a balanced diet, regular exercise, managing stress, good sleep.
Hmm.
Once you have that solid base, then you can look at supplements to fill in any gaps or maybe give you a little extra boost towards your goals.
Okay, so supplements are like the supporting cast, not the stars of the show. I like that analogy.
That's a good way to put it. It's all about finding that balance, that synergy between your lifestyle and the supplements you choose.
Makes sense. Now, before we wrap things up, there's one last question I've been thinking about. We've talked about how some supplements can actually mess with your body's natural ability to adapt to exercise.
Hmm.
Does that apply to things like protein powder, too? If our bodies can naturally build muscle, is there a risk that relying too much on supplements could actually make us weaker in the long run?
That's a really interesting question, and it's one that people have been debating for a while. It's definitely true that our bodies are incredibly adaptable. If you challenge yourself with exercise and give your body the right nutrients through food, it's amazing what it can do.
So, food first, supplement second.
100%. Try to get most of your protein from whole food sources. Lean meats, fish, beans, lentils, tofu, all that good stuff. But there are definitely situations where a protein supplement can be really helpful.
Okay, like what?
Well, think about athletes who are training super hard. Their bodies need a lot of extra protein, or maybe someone's trying to eat more protein but also watch their calorie intake. That can be tricky to balance. Or maybe you have some dietary restrictions, or life's just so busy that it's hard to always get enough protein from food alone. In those cases, a protein supplement can be a good way to bridge that gap, make sure you're getting what you need.
So it all comes back to context, figuring out what makes sense for your individual needs.
Exactly. It goes back to what we've been saying all along. Supplements should be tailored to you, to your specific situation and goals.
Right, no one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. And maybe the most important thing to remember is that supplements are meant to complement a healthy lifestyle, not replace it. Don't fall into that trap of thinking that a pill or a powder is some kind of magic bullet. It can't undo the effects of unhealthy habits or make up for a poor diet and lack of exercise.
It's tempting to look for those shortcuts.
Oh, for sure.
But real lasting health and performance, that comes from consistency, from putting in the work and making choices that nourish your body from the inside out, day after day.
Couldn't agree more. It's about playing the long game, making sustainable changes, being patient with yourself and with the process.
Love that. So well said. All right, for our listeners out there, taking notes, really trying to make sense of this whole supplement world, what's the one key takeaway you want them to remember?
Be your own advocate. Don't just blindly trust what you see in ads or online. Do your research, ask questions, and don't be afraid to talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can help you make informed decisions that will truly support your health and wellness journey.
Knowledge is power. And remember, this deep dive, it's just the beginning. Keep those questions coming, keep learning, and keep striving for a healthier, stronger you. Until next time, stay curious, everyone.